Hello again, this is Chris Ruisi, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Mind Jolt. Today we're going to talk about being the go-to person, which I'm sure many of you are. However, at some point in a leader's career, they come to the realization that it's no longer possible, or for that matter, practical or sustainable, that they continue to be the center of all activities in their business as the go-to person. Let's face it, having a reputation as the go-to person probably contributed to their success and helped them earn the leadership role that they're presently in. Now, the good news is you're the go-to person. The bad news is you're the go-to person. And we've got to be able to look at that. Trust me, you will eventually reach that point or crossroad where functioning as the go-to person is no longer possible and, in fact, dangerous to you, your health, and the health of your business. The tasks that you will find yourself responsible for over time will grow dramatically in terms of numbers, and they will become far too complicated for you as the only go-to person to handle effectively. In essence, you will become a victim of your reputation as the only person who can get things done. You'll wake up one day and realize that you're the biggest risk to your business. Even Superman needed to rest between leaping between tall buildings in a single bound. So let's think about this. If you believe that great companies are created by great teams, then being the only go-to person is a disaster in the making. Get it through your head that nobody can be the savior every day. Like I said, Superman had to rest every now and then. He went someplace to a cave and hung out, but he rested. The best leaders eventually figure out that their future success will be accomplished by developing and nurturing a team of other go-to people who, through their combined performance, will move the organization forward. For you to develop and enhance your skills as a leader, you're going to have to get into the habit of saying no and trying to be the go-to person in every single instance, every single day. You need to create and execute a plan to start to develop your team so that they can meet the challenges of being the go-to people within their respective areas of responsibility. So now, you might be thinking, that sounds really good, but how do I do that? Well, for starters, you might consider the following 3 steps. Number 1, teach your team how to develop the skills and knowledge to do the things you currently do in their own way. Keep in mind that this will not happen overnight, but you have to start somewhere. Based upon the team member you select and their abilities and commitment to learn, you'll create an individual developmental plan that not only teaches them, but monitors when they become proficient. Just don't show them. Make sure they know how to do it. Set the expectation for the team member on what to learn, by when, and then hold them equally accountable to make the plan work. Number 2, in step 1, you developed a learning plan for your team member. If they've reached a satisfactory level of proficiency in a task, then have them start handling it on their own on a regular basis. Learn to take a risk by actually letting go of things, letting go of things that you've been doing. If you can live with it and fix the worst possible outcome of letting go, then by God, let go, delegate. Initially, ask them to tell you what they will do, why they're doing it, and the time frame they will follow. Think of it as a pilot and co-pilot going through their pre-flight checklist. Not only will this build self-confidence in your team member, but you'll be able to increase your comfort level in the fact that you can actually let go of certain tasks. And third, once your team member has gone solo, using the airplane analogy, on that particular task, provide periodic feedback on how well they are doing with their newly assigned role. This will help them to keep on track, convince you that you've made the right decision, calm your fears, and position them for the next task you're ready to pass on to them. Like I stated earlier, great companies, they're the result of great teams who work together and by their combined performance execute the strategy that the leader has laid out in the vision he has created. Great teams are created when the leader accepts the responsibility to develop and nurture his team. At some point, in time, a leader's development, the development and nurturing of his team become one of his most important and primary strategic responsibilities. This can only be accomplished if the leader is ready and willing and committed to let go. As I said at the opening, there comes a point in every leader's journey when they realize that their future growth is no longer a factor of what they do, but a factor of what they teach and develop their team members to do on their behalf. So this is Chris Ruisi, and that's all for this week. We'll see you again next week.